The Cash Flow Quadrant. Introduction: Why the Cash Flow Quadrant matters. Money controls more of our lives than we often admit. It determines where we live, how we live, the choices we make, and even the risks we are willing or afraid to take. Yet, despite spending most of our lives working for money, very few people truly understand how money works. Most people grow up with a simple belief: go to school, get good grades, find a secure job, work hard, and you'll be successful. This path has been passed down from generation to generation. But in today's world, that formula is no longer enough. Jobs are no longer secure, salaries often struggle to keep up with rising costs, and working harder does not always mean getting ahead. This is where the concept of the cash flow quadrant, popularized by Robert Kiyosaki, becomes life-changing. The cash flow quadrant reveals a powerful truth. Not all income is created equal. It divides the way people earn money into 4 distinct categories. E, employee, you work for money. S, self-employed, you own your job. B, business owner, you own a system that works for you. And I, investor, your money works for you. Most people spend their entire lives on the left side of the quadrant, employees and self-employed individuals trading time for money. While this can provide stability, it often limits freedom. There are only so many hours in a day, and income is usually tied directly to effort. On the right side, business owners and investors, the rules change. Here, income is not limited by time. Wealth is built through systems, leverage, and smart investments. This is where financial freedom becomes possible. But moving from one side to the other is not just about money, it's about mindset. Each quadrant requires a different way of thinking. Employees seek security. Self-employed individuals seek control. Business owners build systems. Investors seek opportunities. Understanding these differences is the first step towards transforming your financial life. This book is not just about making money, it's about changing how you think about money. It will challenge what you've been taught, expose hidden financial traps, and guide you towards a path where money no longer controls you. Because in the end, the goal is simple: to stop working for money and start making money work for you. Part 1. Understanding the Cash Flow Quadrant. Chapter 1. What is the Cash Flow Quadrant? The cash flow quadrant is a simple yet powerful concept that explains how people earn income and why some achieve financial freedom while others remain stuck in a cycle of working for money. This idea, introduced by Robert Kiyosaki, divides the world of income earners into 4 distinct groups, each representing a different way of generating money. Think of it as a map, a financial blueprint that shows not just where you are today, but where you can go. The 4 quadrants explained. The cash flow quadrant is divided into 2 sides. Left side, active income. E, employee. S, self-employed. Right side, passive and leveraged income. B, business owner. I, investor. Each quadrant reflects a unique mindset, lifestyle, and approach to money. E, employee. You work for money. Employees trade their time and skills for a paycheck. This is the most common path, where people rely on a job for income. Income is fixed or salary-based. Security is often the main priority. Work is controlled by an employer. While being an employee can provide stability, it also comes with limitations, especially when income is tied directly to time. S, self-employed. You own a job. Self-employed individuals work for themselves. They may be freelancers, traders, consultants, or small business owners. They have more control than employees. Income depends heavily on personal effort. If they stop working, income often stops. At first glance, this seems like freedom, but in reality, many self-employed people are still trapped, just without a boss. B. Business owner. You own a system. Business owners build systems that generate income even when they are not working. They create structures that run independently. They leverage other people's time and skills. Income is not directly tied to their personal effort. This is where true scalability begins. A real business works for you, not because of you. I. Investor. Money works for you. Investors use money to generate more money. Income comes from assets, stocks, real estate, businesses. Focus is on returns, not effort. Wealth grows through smart decisions and patience. This quadrant represents the highest level of financial freedom, where income continues regardless of whether you work or not. Why the cash flow quadrant matters. Most people live their entire lives on the left side of the quadrant, working hard but never achieving true financial independence. The key difference is this: on the left side, you work for money. On the right side, money works for you. Understanding this shift changes everything. It's not about where you start. Everyone begins somewhere, often as an employee or self-employed individual. There's nothing wrong with that. What matters is where you're heading. The cash flow quadrant is not meant to label you. It is meant to guide you, to help you see the bigger picture and make intentional moves toward financial freedom. A new way to see money. Once you understand the cash flow quadrant, you begin to see the world differently. Jobs become stepping stones, not destinations. Businesses become systems, not struggles. Money becomes a tool, not a limitation. And most importantly, you realize that financial freedom is not about working harder, it's about working smarter and thinking differently. In the next chapter, we'll break down the 4 types of income earners in detail so you can clearly identify where you stand and where you need to go. Chapter 2. The 4 types of income earners. E, S, B, I. To truly understand how money works, you must first understand how people earn it. The cash flow quadrant, introduced by Robert Kiyosaki, breaks income earners into 4 distinct types. E, employee, S, self-employed, B, business owner, I, investor. Each group is defined not just by how they make money, but by how they think about money, risk, time, and freedom. E, employee, seeking security. Employees work for a company, organization, or government in exchange for a steady paycheck. Key characteristics: earn fixed wages or salaries, value job security and stability, follow instructions and structured systems, depend on employers for income. Mindset: employees often think, I need a stable job. I want benefits and security. Strengths: predictable income, lower financial risk, easier to start. Limitations: income is limited, time is controlled by someone else, job loss equals income loss. For many people, this is the starting point, but staying here forever can limit financial growth. S, self-employed, seeking control. Self-employed individuals work for themselves. They are their own boss, but also their own employee. Key characteristics: income depends on personal effort, high level of control, often work long hours, skilled specialists, traders, freelancers, consultants. Mindset: they often think, if you want it done right, do it yourself. I don't want to depend on a boss. Strengths: independence, direct control over income, ability to grow earnings through effort. Limitations: no work equals no income, hard to scale, high stress and responsibility. Many people believe this is freedom, but in reality, they've simply replaced a boss with more responsibility. B, business owner, building systems. Business owners create systems that generate income whether they are present or not. Key characteristics: own scalable systems, Employ or partner with others. Focus on growth and expansion. Income is not tied directly to their time. Mindset. They think, how can I build a system that works without me? Who can do this better than me? Strengths. Scalable income, time freedom, ability to build long-term wealth. Limitations. Requires leadership skills, takes time to build, initial risk and investment. This is where income begins to shift from active work to leverage. I. Investor, creating wealth. Investors make money by investing in assets that produce income over time. Key characteristics. Earn from investments, stocks, real estate, businesses. Focus on returns and growth. Use money as a tool. Build passive income streams. Mindset. They think, where should I put my money to make more money? What is the return on this investment? Strengths. True financial freedom. Passive income. Wealth grows over time. Limitations. Requires financial education. Risk of loss. Needs capital to start. This is the highest level of the quadrant where money works for you consistently. Comparing the 4 quadrants. Quadrant, focus, income type, risk level, freedom level. E, security, active, salary, low, low. S, self-control, effort, medium, medium. B, systems, leveraged, medium high, high. I, returns, passive, high, very high. Why this matters? Most people stay on the left side, E and S, because it feels safer and more familiar. But the truth is, security on the left side is often an illusion. True financial freedom lies on the right side, B and I, where income is not limited by time. You can be in more than one quadrant. It's important to understand that you don't have to stay in one quadrant forever. You can work as an employee, E, run a side hustle, S, build a business, B, invest your profits, I. The goal is not to quit everything overnight, but to gradually shift towards the right side. Your first step, ask yourself honestly, where am I right now? Which quadrant do I spend most of my time in? Where do I want to be? Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Chapter 3. Why most people stay stuck. If the path to financial freedom is clearly on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, one important question arises. Why do most people never get there? Why do so many remain in the employee, E, and self-employed, S quadrants, even when they desire more freedom, more money, and more control over their lives? The answer is not a lack of opportunity. It is a combination of mindset, fear, conditioning, and habits. As explained by Robert Kiyosaki, the biggest barriers to wealth are often invisible. They exist in how people think, not just what they do. 1. Fear of risk and uncertainty. Most people are raised to avoid risk. From a young age, they are taught, play safe, don't take chances, get a secure job. While this advice is meant to protect, it often creates fear of stepping into the unknown. Starting a business feels risky. Investing money feels dangerous. Leaving a job feels terrifying. So people stay where it feels safe, even if it keeps them stuck. 2. The comfort zone trap. Human beings naturally seek comfort. A steady paycheck, a familiar routine, and predictable outcomes create a sense of control. Even if the income is limited, the certainty feels safer than change. But comfort comes at a cost. No growth, no expansion, no financial breakthrough. Comfort is the biggest enemy of progress. 3. Lack of financial education. Most schools teach people how to read and write, pass exams, get jobs, but they rarely teach how money works, how to invest, how to build assets, how to create passive income. As a result, many people earn money, spend money, save a little, but never learn how to multiply money. Without financial education, moving to the B and I quadrants becomes difficult. 4. Trading time for money mindset. On the left side of the quadrant, people are conditioned to believe, the more I work, the more I earn. This creates a powerful mental trap. Employees work more hours for more pay. Self-employed individuals take on more clients. But time is limited.
No matter how hard you work, there are only 24 hours in a day. This mindset makes it hard to understand leverage, systems that generate income, investments that grow over time. And without leverage, wealth remains out of reach. 5. Fear of failure. Many people don't move forward because they are afraid of failing. They think, what if I lose money? What if it doesn't work? What will people say? So instead of trying and learning, they avoid action completely. But here's the truth. Failure is part of the journey to success. Every successful business owner and investor has failed at some point, but they used those failures as lessons. 6. Social conditioning and environment. Your environment shapes your thinking. If you grow up around people who value job security, fear business risks, avoid investing, you are more likely to adopt the same beliefs. People often stay stuck because their friends don't think differently, their family discourages risk, society rewards playing it safe. Breaking out of this requires new thinking and new influences. 7. Lack of clear direction. Many people want more money but don't have a clear plan. They don't know where to start, what to invest in, how to build a business. So they stay in the same place, not because they want to, but because they feel lost. 8. Instant gratification versus long-term wealth. Building wealth takes time, but we live in a world where people want quick money, fast results, immediate success. This leads to poor financial decisions, lack of patience, giving up too early. True wealth is built through consistency, discipline, long-term thinking. The real reason, it starts in the mind. At the core of all these challenges is one thing: mindset. Moving from the left side of the quadrant to the right side is not just about changing what you do, it's about changing how you think. From security to opportunity, from fear to calculated risk, from working hard to working smart, from earning income to building assets. Breaking free. The good news is this: you are not stuck forever. You can break out by learning new financial skills, changing your environment, taking small, consistent actions, challenging your limiting beliefs. Every step you take towards knowledge and action moves you closer to financial freedom.
Chapter 4. The mindset behind each quadrant. One of the biggest secrets of the cash flow quadrant is this: your income is a reflection of your mindset. Two people can have the same education, live in the same city, and have access to the same opportunities, yet end up in completely different financial situations. Why? Because they think differently. As emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki, each quadrant is driven by a unique mindset. If you want to move from one quadrant to another, you must first change how you think. E. Employee mindset. Security first. Employees are driven by the need for security and stability. Core beliefs. I want a stable income. A good job equals a good life. I need to feel safe. How they think. Prefer predictable outcomes. Avoid financial risk. Follow instructions and systems created by others. Strength of this mindset. Discipline, reliability, structure. Limitation. Fear of uncertainty can block growth. Employees often trade freedom for security without realizing that true security may require taking calculated risks. S. Self-employed mindset. Control and independence. Self-employed individuals value control over their work and income. Core beliefs. If I want it done right, I'll do it myself. I don't want to depend on anyone. How they think. Trust their own skills more than systems. Work hard to increase income. Focus on perfection and quality. Strength of this mindset. Strong work ethic, high level of responsibility, independence. Limitation. Difficulty delegating, income tied directly to effort. They gain control but often sacrifice time freedom, becoming trapped in a cycle of constant work. B. Business owner mindset. Systems and leverage. Business owners think differently. They focus on building systems that work without them. Core beliefs. I don't have to do everything myself. Systems create freedom. Teamwork builds wealth. How they think. Delegate tasks to others. Build structures that scale. Focus on long-term growth. Strength of this mindset. Ability to multiply income, leverage other people's time and skills, create sustainable businesses. Limitation. Requires trust in others, needs leadership and patience. This mindset shifts from working in the business to working on the business. I. Investor mindset. Opportunity and growth. Investors focus on making money work for them. Core beliefs. Money should grow. Every Sadie should have a job. Opportunities are everywhere. How they think. Analyze risk versus reward. Look for long-term returns. Make decisions based on data, not emotion. Strength of this mindset. Wealth-building focus. Patience and discipline. Strategic thinking. Limitation. Requires financial knowledge. Mistakes can be costly. Investors understand that money is not just for spending, it is a tool for creating more money. The mindset differences at a glance. Quadrant, focus, key questions they ask. E, security, is my job safe? S, control, can I do this myself? B, systems, who can do this for me? I, growth, where should I invest? Why mindset matters more than skill. Many people believe they need more money, more connections, more education. But the truth is, without the right mindset, none of these will create lasting wealth. A person with an employee mindset will seek comfort. A self-employed mindset will seek control. A business mindset will build systems. An investor mindset will build wealth. Your results will always follow your thinking. Shifting your mindset. You don't have to stay in one quadrant forever. You can evolve by learning new ways to think, surrounding yourself with growth-minded people, studying how business owners and investors operate, taking small steps outside your comfort zone. The shift happens gradually, but it starts with awareness. Think like where you want to be. If you want to move to the right side of the quadrant, start asking new questions. Instead of, how can I earn more? Ask, how can I build something that earns without me? Instead of, how do I save money? Ask, how do I invest money? Instead of, how do I do everything? Ask, who can help me scale? Final thought. Your current financial situation is not permanent. It is a reflection of your current mindset. Change your thinking, and you begin to change your direction. Chapter 5. The reality of job security versus financial security. For generations, people have been taught a simple idea. Get a good job, stay loyal, and you will be secure. It sounds comforting, it feels safe, but in today's world, this belief is increasingly misleading. To understand the cash flow quadrant deeply, you must learn the difference between two powerful concepts: job security, financial security. They are not the same, and confusing them is one of the biggest reasons people remain stuck. As taught by Robert Kiyosaki, true security does not come from a paycheck. It comes from control over your income sources. What is job security? Job security means relying on an employer for consistent income. You feel secure because you receive a regular salary, your role seems stable, you trust the company to keep you employed. The illusion of job security. The truth is, job security is often outside your control. Companies can downsize, industries can collapse, technology can replace roles, economic conditions can change suddenly. No matter how skilled or loyal you are, your income depends on someone else's decision. You can lose your job, but you should never lose your ability to earn. What is financial security? Financial security means having independent and reliable sources of income regardless of your job status. You are financially secure when your income does not depend on a single source. You have assets generating money. You have businesses that run without you, investments that grow over time. Examples include rental income, dividends from stocks, profits from businesses, digital income streams. Here, income continues even if you stop working. The shift you must make. The goal is not to quit your job immediately. The goal is to change your dependence. Instead of relying only on a salary, start building additional income streams, investing consistently, creating systems that generate money. From security to freedom. Job security focuses on survival. Financial security focuses on freedom. Job security asks, will I still be paid next month? Financial security asks, will my money keep growing over time? A smarter approach. You can use your job as a foundation, not a final destination. Use your salary to fund investments. Use your time to learn new skills. Use your stability to build something on the side. This is how you gradually move from the left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant. Final truth. A job can pay your bills, but only assets can set you free. Real security is not about who employs you, it's about what you own.
Part 2. The Employee E Quadrant. Chapter 6. The Comfort and Limitations of a Job. For most people, the journey of earning money begins in the Employee E Quadrant. It is the most familiar and widely accepted path. Go to school, get hired, earn a salary, and build a life around your job. There is nothing wrong with being an employee. In fact, it provides something many people value deeply: comfort. But hidden within that comfort are limitations that can quietly hold you back from financial growth and long-term freedom. The comfort of a job. Being an employee offers a sense of stability and predictability that is hard to ignore. 1. Steady income. You receive a consistent paycheck, weekly or monthly. This makes it easier to pay bills, plan expenses, and manage daily life. This regular income creates a feeling of financial control. 2. Structured lifestyle. Employees typically have fixed working hours, defined roles, and clear responsibilities. You know what is expected of you, and this structure reduces uncertainty. 3. Lower financial risk. Unlike business owners or investors, employees do not risk their own money to earn income. No need for startup capital, no direct exposure to business losses, less financial pressure. 4. Benefits and perks. Many jobs provide additional support, such as health benefits, paid leave, bonuses, or pensions. These extras reinforce the feeling of security. Why comfort can be misleading. While comfort feels safe, it can also become a trap. What feels secure today can limit your growth tomorrow. When people get used to a steady paycheck, they may stop exploring new opportunities, learning financial skills, and taking calculated risks. Over time, comfort turns into dependence. The limitations of a job. Behind the stability of employment are several hidden constraints. 1. Limited income potential. Your earnings are often controlled by your employer, company policies, and economic conditions. Even if you work harder, your income may only increase slightly. Your effort does not always match your reward. 2. Trading time for money. As an employee, your income is directly tied to your time. More hours equals more pay. Less time equals less income. This creates a ceiling. You cannot earn beyond the time you have. 3. Lack of control. Employees operate within systems created by others. You don't control decisions. You follow company rules. Your career path depends on management. This limits your ability to fully shape your financial future. 4. Job dependency. Your financial survival depends on your job. If something happens, job loss, company closure, industry changes, your income can disappear suddenly. 5. Slow wealth building. Most jobs are designed to cover living expenses, provide moderate savings, but they rarely create true wealth. Without additional income streams, it becomes difficult to build assets, achieve financial independence, and escape the paycheck cycle. The employee trap. Many employees fall into a repeating cycle: earn income, pay bills, spend what's left, wait for the next paycheck. This cycle continues for years, sometimes a lifetime. It creates the illusion of progress, while real financial growth remains limited. A balanced perspective. It's important to understand, a job is not the problem, dependence on a job is. Being an employee can be a powerful starting point if used wisely. How to use a job strategically. Instead of seeing your job as your final destination, use it as a foundation. Use your salary to save and invest, learn skills that increase your value, start building additional income streams, explore opportunities beyond employment. Your job can fund your transition to the right side of the quadrant. Shift your thinking. Instead of asking, "How can I keep my job forever?" start asking, "How can I use this job to build my future?" Final thought. Comfort can protect you, but it can also confine you. The employee quadrant offers safety, but not always freedom. Understanding both its strengths and its limitations is the first step towards making smarter financial choices. Chapter 7. How to start thinking beyond employment. For many people, a job is all they have ever known. It provides income, structure, and a sense of identity. But if your goal is financial growth and long-term freedom, there comes a point where you must begin to think beyond employment. This does not mean quitting your job immediately. It means expanding your mindset and starting to see income in a completely different way. As emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki, the journey to wealth begins the moment you stop asking, "How can I get paid more?" and start asking, "How can I build something that pays me?" 1. Shift from earning to building. Employees focus on earning income. Wealth builders focus on creating assets. Instead of relying only on your salary, begin to think, "What can I build that generates income? How can I create something that lasts beyond my working hours?" This could be a small business, a digital product, a side hustle, an investment portfolio. Income pays bills. Assets build wealth. 2. Stop thinking time equals money. One of the biggest mental shifts is breaking free from the idea that you must work more to earn more. Start exploring leveraged income, scalable systems, passive income opportunities. Ask yourself, "How can I earn even when I'm not working?" This is the mindset of the B, business owner, and I, investor quadrants. 3. Develop financial intelligence. To move beyond employment, you must understand how money works. Start learning about saving versus investing, assets versus liabilities, cash flow management, risk and return. Financial education gives you the confidence to make better decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and spot opportunities. 4. Start small, but start now. You don't need a big investment to begin. Start where you are. Launch a small side hustle, learn a new skill, invest a small amount consistently. The goal is not perfection, it is progress. Small steps create big changes over time. 5. Change your environment. Your thinking is influenced by the people around you. If you are surrounded by people who only believe in job security, fear business and investing, it will be difficult to grow. Start to connect with entrepreneurs, follow investors and business thinkers, learn from people already on the right side of the quadrant. Environment shapes mindset. 6. Embrace calculated risk. Growth requires stepping outside your comfort zone. This does not mean being reckless, it means being strategic. Take informed risks, learn before you act, start small and scale. No risk, no growth. 7. Think long-term. Employees often think in terms of monthly salary, immediate expenses, but wealth is built through long-term thinking. Start asking, "Where do I want to be in 5 to 10 years? what can I build today that will grow over time? Patience and consistency are key. 8. Create multiple income streams. Relying on one source of income is risky. Begin to diversify. Salary, primary income, side business, extra income, investments, passive income. Over time, these streams can grow into financial security. 9. Redefine security. True security is not a steady paycheck. True security is having options, having control, and having income sources that don't depend on one job. 10. Start thinking like the right side. Begin to train your mind to think like a business owner or investor. Instead of asking, how much will I earn? Ask, how much can this grow? Instead of, is this safe? Ask, is this a smart opportunity? Instead of, can I do it? Ask, who can help me do it better? The transition begins in your mind. Moving beyond employment does not start with money, it starts with awareness. Once you begin to question old beliefs, explore new opportunities, take small actions, you are already on your way. Final thought. A job can fund your life, but your mindset determines your future. You don't need to escape your job overnight. You need to outgrow the mindset that keeps you dependent on it.
Part 3. The Self-Employed S Quadrant. Chapter 8. Owning a Job versus Owning a Business. Many people leave employment in search of freedom. They want to be their own boss, control their time, and earn more money. So they step into the self-employed S quadrant. At first, it feels like success. You make your own decisions, you control your schedule, you answer to no one. But over time, many self-employed individuals discover a surprising truth. They don't own a business, they own a job. Understanding the difference between owning a job and owning a business is one of the most important lessons in the CashFlow Quadrant, as taught by Robert Kiyosaki. What does it mean to own a job? Owning a job means you are the business. Your income depends almost entirely on your time, your effort, and your personal involvement. If you stop working, the income stops. Examples of owning a job. A freelancer who must complete every project. A trader who must actively monitor the market. A consultant who earns only when working with clients. A small shop owner who must be present daily. These individuals are technically their own boss, but they are also the worker, the manager, the system. The illusion of freedom. At first, self-employment feels like freedom because you control your time, you keep more of the profits, you make your own rules. But soon, reality sets in. You work longer hours, you carry all the responsibility, you cannot step away without losing income. You didn't escape the job, you replaced your boss with yourself. What does it mean to own a business? Owning a true business means you own a system that works without you. Instead of doing everything yourself, you build processes, hire or partner with others, create structures that generate income. Your role shifts from worker to builder. Key difference. Owning a job means you are the system. Owning a business means you create the system. The power of systems. A real business is built on systems. These systems handle operations, sales, customer service, delivery. This allows the business to function even when you are not present. If your business cannot run without you, you don't own a business, you own a job. Why many people stay self-employed. Despite the limitations, many people remain in the S quadrant because of their mindset. They believe, no one can do it better than me. I need to control everything. Hiring people is risky. This desire for control keeps them stuck. The hidden cost of control. Control comes with a price. Limited growth, burnout, no time freedom, difficulty scaling. You may earn more than an employee, but you are still trading time for money. From self-employed to business owner. The transition requires a major shift. 1. From doing everything to delegating. You must learn to trust others and let go of control. 2. From working in the business to working on the business. Focus on building systems instead of doing tasks. 3. From income focus to system focus. Stop asking, how much can I earn today? Start asking, how can this run without me? 4. From perfection to efficiency. A system that works is better than perfection that depends on you. A simple test. Ask yourself this question. If I stop working for 30 days, will my income continue? If the answer is no, you own a job. If the answer is yes, you own a business. The goal is freedom, not just income. Self-employment can increase your income, but it does not guarantee freedom. True freedom comes when your income is not tied to your time, your business operates without your constant presence, and you can step away without everything collapsing. Final thought. Being your own boss is not the goal. Building something that works without you is. Owning a job is a step forward from employment, but it is not the final destination. The real breakthrough happens when you shift from doing the work to designing the system. Chapter 9. The Trap of Doing It All Yourself. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck in the S quadrant is a habit that feels productive but is actually limiting. Doing it all yourself. At first, this approach seems logical. After all, no one cares about your work more than you do. No one understands your vision better than you do. But over time, this mindset becomes a trap, one that prevents growth, steals your time, and keeps you from building real freedom. As highlighted by Robert Kiyosaki, the difference between staying stuck and moving forward often comes down to one skill: the ability to let go. Why people do everything themselves. Most self-employed individuals don't choose this trap consciously. It develops from common beliefs. No one can do it better than me. I can't afford to hire help. It's faster if I just do it myself. I don't trust others to handle my work. These thoughts feel reasonable, but they create a system where you are the bottleneck. The hidden consequences. Doing everything yourself may work in the beginning, but it comes with serious long-term costs. 1. You become the limiting factor. Your business can only grow as much as you can handle. More clients means more work for you. More growth means more pressure on you. Eventually, you hit a ceiling. If everything depends on you, growth stops with you. 2. Burnout is inevitable. Handling every task leads to long hours, mental exhaustion, physical fatigue. You may start strong, but over time, the pressure becomes overwhelming. 3. No time freedom. Even though you are your own boss, your business controls your life. You can't take breaks easily, vacations feel impossible, stepping away means losing income. You didn't escape the job, you replaced your boss with yourself. 4. You can't scale. Scaling requires systems, people, and delegation. If you are doing everything yourself, scaling becomes impossible. You are stuck in a cycle of work, earn, repeat. 5. Missed opportunities. While you're busy handling small tasks, you lose time for strategy, growth planning, building partnerships, and exploring new income streams. You become too busy working in the business to work on the business. The control illusion. The desire to control feels safe, but it creates weakness. Control can give you comfort, but it can also keep you small. True growth requires trust, systems, and letting others contribute. The shift from operator to owner. To escape this trap, you must change your role. Old role, the operator, does all the work, handles every detail, solves every problem. New role, the owner, builds systems, delegates tasks, focuses on growth. Learning to delegate. Delegation is not about losing control, it's about gaining freedom. Start small. Outsource simple tasks.
Hire part-time help. Use tools and automation. Focus on what only you can do, what others can do better or faster. Build systems, not stress. Instead of asking, "How can I do this?" start asking, "How can this be done without me?" Systems can include standard processes, automation tools, trained team members. Systems replace effort with efficiency. The 80-20 insight. Not all tasks are equal. 20% of your work creates 80% of your results. 80% of your work can often be delegated. Your job is to identify high-value activities, focus here, low-value tasks, delegate or eliminate. Letting go is a skill. At first, delegation may feel uncomfortable. Others may not do things exactly your way. Mistakes may happen. But remember, progress is better than perfection. Every time you delegate, you free up your time, strengthen your system, move closer to true business ownership. A simple reality check. Ask yourself, am I constantly busy but not growing? Do I feel like I can't step away? Is my income tied to my daily effort? If the answer is yes, you are likely stuck in the do-it-all trap. Final thought. You cannot grow if you are doing everything. The moment you shift from doing all the work to building systems and trusting others, you begin your transition from self-employed to business owner.
Chapter 10. Why many small businesses fail. Starting a small business is exciting. The idea of being your own boss, controlling your time, and earning more money is appealing. But as many self-employed individuals discover, running a small business is harder than it seems. In fact, a significant number of small businesses never survive their first few years. Understanding why they fail is critical if you want to move beyond the self-employed S quadrant and become a true business owner, B quadrant. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, most failures aren't about effort, they are about mindset, strategy, and systems. 1. Lack of a clear vision. Many small businesses start without a clear long-term plan. The owner focuses on immediate tasks rather than strategic goals. Consequences: reactive decision-making instead of proactive growth, confusion in priorities. Business drifts aimlessly, often failing to meet market needs. Solution: define a clear mission and vision, set measurable goals, align every action with long-term objectives. 2. Focusing only on income, not systems. Small business owners often operate like self-employed individuals. They do everything themselves. Income depends on their personal effort rather than scalable systems. Consequences: burnout, inability to grow beyond personal capacity. Income stops if the owner takes a break. Solution: build processes and workflows, delegate repetitive tasks, focus on creating a system that works without your constant involvement. 3. Poor cash flow management. Cash flow is the bloodline of a business. Many small businesses fail not because they aren't profitable, but because they run out of cash. Common mistakes: mixing personal and business finances, overspending on unnecessary items, underpricing products or services. Solution: monitor cash flow carefully, keep personal and business finances separate, plan for lean periods and unexpected expenses. 4. Lack of marketing and customer focus. A product or service may be excellent, but if people don't know about it, the business can't survive. Consequences: low sales, poor market penetration, inability to compete with larger or more visible businesses. Solution: understand your target audience, invest in marketing and customer acquisition, build relationships and loyalty with clients. 5. Fear of delegation. Many small business owners try to do everything themselves, thinking they can't trust others. Consequences: bottlenecked operations, slow growth, increased stress and burnout. Solution: hire or outsource strategically, trust trained team members, focus on high-value activities while delegating routine work. 6. Resistance to change and innovation. Markets evolve,
Technology advances, consumer preferences shift. Small businesses fail when owners cling to old methods or refuse to innovate. Consequences: losing relevance in the market, falling behind competitors, missed opportunities for growth. Solution: stay adaptable, learn continuously, embrace innovation and new strategies. 7. Overemphasis on control versus freedom. Some owners are trapped in the self-employed mindset, controlling every detail of the business. They fear letting go, which keeps them working in the business rather than on it. Consequences: limits scalability, reduces time freedom, creates dependency on the owner's effort. Solution: shift focus from control to building systems, empower employees or partners, let the business operate independently. 8. Emotional attachment and lack of objectivity. Owners often let emotions drive decisions rather than data and logic. Consequences: poor pricing strategies, overspending or underinvestment, ignoring market realities. Solution: make decisions based on facts and metrics, separate emotions from business strategy, regularly evaluate performance objectively. The common thread. Most small business failures share one underlying theme. They remain dependent on the owner instead of becoming self-sustaining. Income stops if the owner stops working. Growth is limited by the owner's capacity. True freedom remains outreach. The lesson for aspiring business owners: to succeed and move from the S quadrant to the B quadrant, focus on systems, not just personal effort, delegation, not control, strategic planning, not reactive survival, financial management, not guesswork, continuous learning, not stagnation. When your business can operate without you, you no longer own a job, you own a business. Final thought. Many small businesses fail because the owner is the business. The real goal is to build a system that works even when you step away. Part 4. The Business Owner Quadrant. Stepping into the business owner quadrant is a game changer. Unlike employees and self-employed individuals, a business owner's focus is not on working harder or doing more. It's on building systems that generate income. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, the key difference between a business owner and someone who merely owns a small business is leverage. A true business owner does not trade time for money. Instead, they create structures, processes, and systems that work for them. 1. The core definition. A true business owner is someone who owns a system, not just a job, leverages the efforts of others, focuses on growth and scalability, and earns money independently of personal effort. In other words, if the owner stopped working tomorrow, the business would continue to operate and generate income. This is the defining principle that separates a business owner from a self-employed person. 2. Key characteristics of a true business owner. A. System-oriented. Income is generated through processes and systems, not personal labor. Tasks are delegated to employees, partners, or automation. The business is designed to function efficiently without the owner's constant presence. B. Strategic vision. The focus is on long-term growth, not short-term survival. They continually ask, how can this business scale? What systems can make operations smoother? How can we increase value without increasing effort? C. Leverages people and resources. Employees, partners, and contractors are empowered to perform key functions. Work is distributed according to skill and expertise. Delegation allows the owner to focus on innovation and strategy. Leverage is the multiplier of effort. D. Financial intelligence. Understands cash flow, profit margins, and reinvestment, uses financial statements to make informed decisions, makes calculated investments in the business to increase growth. E. Freedom-focused. Time is no longer directly tied to income, can step away without collapsing the business, can explore new opportunities, investments, or ventures. 3. How business owners think differently. Self-employed mindset, S. Business owner mindset, B. I must do it myself. Who can do this better? Income depends on me. Income depends on the system. I work in the business. I work on the business. Control everything. Empower others and delegate. Short-term survival, long-term growth and scale. 4. Building leverage through systems. The essence of a B quadrant mindset is leverage. You achieve leverage by people, hiring skilled employees or contractors, processes, creating repeatable workflows, technology, automating tasks through software and tools, capital, investing in assets that generate returns. Leverage multiplies your impact without multiplying your effort. 5. Common misconceptions. Many small business owners think they are business owners when they actually own a job. Signs of this misconception include income stops if the owner takes a vacation, the owner handles every client interaction personally, growth is limited by the owner's time and energy. If your business cannot operate without you, you are not a true business owner. 6. The mindset shift. Transitioning into a true business owner requires a shift in mindset, from doing to delegating, from working in to working on, from short-term gains to long-term strategy, from personal control to systemic control. This shift is not easy, but it is essential for scaling and achieving financial freedom. 7. The reward of true business ownership. When a business is structured properly, income grows independently of your time. You gain time freedom and flexibility. The business becomes an asset, not just a job. Wealth creation becomes scalable and sustainable. A business that works without you is the gateway to financial freedom. Final thought. True business owners don't just earn money, they build systems that earn money for them. Owning a system, leveraging people, and focusing on growth separates the B quadrant from the S quadrant.
Chapter 16. Building a Team and Leadership Skills. One of the defining traits of a successful business owner, B quadrant, is the ability to lead a team. No matter how good your systems are, you cannot scale a business alone. Leadership and team building are essential for creating a business that works without you. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, the right team and leadership skills multiply your leverage, free your time, and grow your business faster than any amount of personal effort ever could. 1. The importance of a team. A business owner cannot and should not do everything. Benefits of building a team. Distributes workload, freeing the owner's time. Brings in specialized skills beyond the owner's expertise. Provides multiple perspectives for problem solving. Increases the business's scalability and resilience. Without a team, even the best systems are limited by the owner's capacity. 2. From boss to leader. Being a business owner is not about giving orders, it's about leading effectively. Key leadership qualities. Vision. Clearly communicate the purpose and direction of the business. Empowerment. Trust your team to make decisions and take responsibility. Motivation. Inspire employees to do their best work. Accountability. Hold the team accountable for results without micromanaging. Leadership is about creating independence, not dependence. 3. Hiring the right people. A system is only as strong as the people running it. Steps to hiring effectively. Identify the roles critical to your business's success. Hire for skills and attitude. Look for people who can take initiative and solve problems. Avoid hiring just to fill gaps. Strategic hiring is key. The goal is to assemble a team that works for you, not someone you work for. 4. Delegation, the business owner's superpower. Delegation is the bridge between self-employment and business ownership. How to delegate effectively. Assign tasks based on strengths, not availability. Clearly define responsibilities and expectations. Trust your team to complete the work. Monitor outcomes, not every step. If you're doing everything, you're still self-employed. Delegation creates freedom. 5. Training and developing your team. A strong business invests in its people. provide training to develop skills and confidence, encourage learning and innovation, recognize and reward performance. This creates a team that can think independently, solve problems, and contribute to growth. 6. Building a culture of responsibility. A business owner's role is to cultivate ownership among the team, encourage initiative and accountability, avoid micromanaging daily operations, foster an environment where mistakes are learning opportunities. A team that takes responsibility reduces your workload and ensures systems run smoothly. 7. The role of communication. Clear communication is the glue that holds a team together. Set expectations clearly, provide regular feedback, celebrate successes, and address failures constructively. Good communication prevents confusion, errors, and bottlenecks. 8. Leadership mindset shift. Many business owners fail because they try to control everything. To succeed, shift your mindset from "I must do this myself" to "Who can do this better?" From "I'm in charge" to "I empower others." From "I need to see everything" to "I trust the systems and the team." This is the mindset that separates B quadrant owners from those trapped in the S quadrant. 9. Scaling through people. With the right team and leadership, your business can grow beyond your personal capacity. You can take time off without halting operations. Opportunities for expansion multiply. Leverage is no longer about doing more. It's about leading others to do more. Final thought. A business owner's greatest asset is their team. Strong systems are essential, but they only reach full potential when supported by skilled, empowered people. Mastering leadership and team building is the key to scaling your business and achieving real freedom in the B quadrant.
Chapter 17. Scaling and Automation. Once you have built a strong team and effective systems, the next step in true business ownership is scaling your business. Growth without scalability is a trap. Many entrepreneurs work harder but never increase their freedom. The secret to multiplying income and reducing effort lies in automation and strategic scaling. As Robert Kiyosaki teaches, scaling and automation allow business owners to earn without being present, the hallmark of the B quadrant. 1. Understanding scalability. A scalable business is one that can grow without being limited by the owner's personal effort. More clients, sales, or revenue do not require proportionally more work from you. Systems, processes, and teams handle the additional load. Profitability increases without a corresponding increase in personal time. Example: a self-employed consultant works 8 hours for one client, income limited. A business owner builds a system that serves 100 clients with minimal extra effort, income multiplies. 2. The role of automation. Automation replaces repetitive human effort with technology. Areas to automate: customer relationship management, CRM, marketing and sales funnels, accounting and invoicing, inventory and order management, email communication and follow-ups. Automation ensures consistency, efficiency, and growth potential without adding more labor. 3. Scaling your team. Scaling also requires expanding your team strategically. Add roles to handle increased workload. Hire specialists for high-impact areas. Train team members to take on leadership responsibilities. Key principle: build leaders within your organization so you don't have to manage every detail. 4. Systems over people. Scaling depends on systems first, people second. Systems ensure processes work consistently. People follow and maintain those processes. The business becomes less dependent on any single individual. Without robust systems, adding people often creates chaos instead of growth. 5.
the multiplier effect of scaling. When done correctly, scaling and automation create a multiplier effect. Before scaling, after scaling. Owner does most work. Systems and team handle work. Limited clients or customers. Hundreds or thousands served. Income capped by effort. Income grows independently of effort. Owner's presence required. Owner focuses on strategy and new opportunities. 6. Common scaling mistakes. Many businesses fail to scale effectively due to expanding too quickly without systems, hiring without defined roles or processes, trying to control everything instead of delegating, ignoring technology that could automate operations. Lesson: growth without preparation leads to stress, inefficiency, and potential collapse. 7. The mindset shift for scaling. True business owners think differently about growth. From "I need to do it all myself" to "How can systems, automation, and people handle it?" From "Income is limited to my time" to "Income can grow without my direct effort." This mindset separates a scalable, sustainable business from a high-effort, low-freedom enterprise. 8. Tools and technology for automation. Leverage tools to multiply your efforts. CRM software for client management, project management platforms for workflow tracking, marketing automation for lead generation and sales, accounting and finance software for accurate cash flow, e-commerce platforms for digital and physical product sales. Technology allows your business to operate 24/7 without you being present. 9. Strategic scaling. Scaling isn't just about doing more, it's about doing smarter. Identify high-value activities and processes, standardize procedures for consistency, delegate responsibilities to capable team members, automate repetitive tasks wherever possible, monitor and adjust for efficiency and growth. 10. The reward of scaling and automation. When your business is scalable and automated, you gain time freedom. Revenue grows independently of effort. Opportunities for expansion multiply. The business becomes a true asset that can operate without you. This is the essence of financial freedom in the B quadrant. Final thought. A business that cannot scale or automate is still a job in disguise. The true B quadrant business earns while you sleep, works while you take vacations, and grows while you focus on strategy or new ventures. In the next part, we'll explore the investor I quadrant, where money itself becomes the ultimate tool for generating wealth and freedom.
Part 5. The Investor I Quadrant. Chapter 18. Making Money Work for You. The final quadrant in Robert Kiyosaki's CashFlow Quadrant is the Investor I Quadrant. While employees, self-employed individuals, and business owners trade time, effort, or systems for money, investors use money itself as a tool to create wealth. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, the essence of the I quadrant is, your money works for you instead of you working for money. This mindset is the ultimate form of financial leverage and freedom. 1. Understanding investment as a quadrant mindset. Investors are not necessarily risk takers, they are strategic planners who understand that money can grow exponentially when applied intelligently. Unlike the other quadrants, E earns income from time, S earns income from personal effort, B earns income from systems, I earns income from assets. The goal of the investor is passive or semi-passive income, money that grows while you focus on opportunities, growth, and financial strategy. 2. Types of investments. Investors generate income through a variety of vehicles, including A. Stocks and bonds. Stocks provide equity and potential dividends. Bonds offer fixed returns over time. Diversification minimizes risk while maximizing long-term gains. B. Real estate, rental properties generate recurring income. Real estate often appreciates over time. Leverage can multiply returns while controlling risk. C. Businesses. Investing in other businesses or startups can provide equity, dividends, or profit sharing. Strategic partnerships reduce personal operational responsibility. D. Alternative investments. Intellectual property, royalties, or digital assets. Commodities, precious metals, and cryptocurrencies. Passive opportunities that generate cash flow. The key principle: invest in assets that generate cash flow and appreciate over time. 3. The mindset of an investor. Investors think differently than the other quadrants. Quadrant, focus, key question. E, security, will I have a paycheck? S, control, how can I earn more myself? B, systems, how can the business earn without me? I, opportunity, how can my money earn more money? Investors understand risk, leverage, and growth. They don't blindly chase returns, they strategically deploy capital for maximum impact. 4. Leverage in the investor quadrant. Just as business owners leverage systems and people, investors leverage money itself. Borrowing capital to multiply investments, leverage. Pooling resources through partnerships or funds. Using tax strategies to maximize returns. The right use of leverage allows investors to generate returns far beyond personal labor or effort. 5. Understanding risk and reward. Investing requires a clear understanding of risk versus reward. High risk, potential high reward, but also potential loss. Moderate risk, steady growth and income. Low risk, slower, safer returns. Key principle: risk is not avoided, it is managed intelligently. 6. The power of passive income. Investors focus on creating income streams that continue without constant attention. Dividend-paying stocks, rental properties, royalties or intellectual property, business equity. This allows investors to free their time, focus on new opportunities, and grow wealth continuously. 7. Financial education is critical. Investors must continually learn about financial statements and metrics, market trends and opportunities, tax strategies and legal protections, risk management and portfolio diversification. Knowledge compounds like interest. Ignorance compounds risk. 8. Starting as an investor. Even if you're not a millionaire, you can begin investing. Start with small investments, reinvest earnings for compounding growth, learn the rules before taking bigger risks, diversify across multiple assets to reduce exposure. The journey from the left side of the quadrant to the I quadrant begins with one smart investment. 9. The goal of the I quadrant. The ultimate goal is financial independence. Money generates income, not labor. Wealth grows steadily over time. Freedom from employment, self-employment, or even business operations. Opportunity to pursue passions, philanthropy, or new ventures. Investors achieve true freedom because their money works while they live, learn, and explore. Final thought. In the I quadrant, you stop trading time for money. Instead, money works for you. This is the pinnacle of the cash flow quadrant, where financial intelligence, leverage, and strategic action combine to create wealth that grows independently of your labor or presence.
Chapter 20. Understanding risk versus reward. In the investor, I quadrant, the most important skill is the ability to assess, manage, and take calculated risks. Unlike employees or even business owners, investors rely on capital to grow wealth, and capital always carries risk. As Robert Kiyosaki teaches, financial intelligence is the ability to see opportunities where others see risk, and to manage risk where others see opportunity. Understanding the relationship between risk and reward is essential for building lasting wealth. 1. What is risk? Risk is the potential that your investment may not perform as expected. It can take many forms. Market risk, changes in the economy or market conditions; business risk, failure of a business you invest in; liquidity risk, inability to quickly convert an asset to cash; inflation risk, rising costs eroding the value of returns. Risk is not inherently bad. It's a tool for growth if managed properly. 2. What is reward? Reward is the potential gain from an investment. It includes capital appreciation, increase in the value of an asset; income generation, dividends, interest, or rental income; strategic advantages, market position, networking, or experience. Risk and reward are two sides of the same coin. Higher potential reward usually comes with higher risk, and lower risk typically yields smaller gains. 3. The risk-reward spectrum. Risk level, potential reward, typical investments. Low risk, low return, savings accounts and government bonds. Moderate risk, moderate return, dividend stocks, rental property. High risk, high return, startups and cryptocurrencies. Investors must align their risk tolerance with their goals, ensuring they don't take unnecessary risks while still seeking meaningful rewards. 4. Risk is manageable, not avoidable. Many people avoid investing because they fear risk. Successful investors understand. You cannot eliminate risk, but you can control and manage it. Diversification reduces exposure. Research and due diligence mitigate surprises. Timing and strategy can increase your probability of success. Fear of risk keeps many people in the E and S quadrants, trading time for money instead of letting money work for them. 5. Calculated risk versus speculative risk. Not all risk is equal. Speculative risk is gambling without knowledge or strategy. Example, betting on a cryptocurrency blindly. Calculated risk is using research, knowledge, and strategy to maximize potential. Example, investing in a rental property with cash flow analysis, market research, and legal protections. True investors seek calculated risk, not blind chance. 6. The power of leverage. Leverage allows investors to multiply returns, but also amplifies risk. Borrowing money to invest, example, mortgage for a rental property; pooling capital with partners; using financial instruments like options or margin trading. Leverage can accelerate wealth, but only when used wisely with calculated risk. 7. Risk versus reward mindset shift. Employees and self-employed individuals often avoid risk at all costs, seeking security in steady paychecks. Investors think differently. Left side mindset: I can't afford to lose. Right side mindset: I can manage risk and I know my potential reward. Wealth grows when calculated risks are taken consistently and intelligently. 8. Tools for managing risk. Investors reduce risk using diversification, spread capital across multiple asset types, research and due diligence, understand investments fully before committing, exit strategies, plan how to exit an investment safely, insurance and protection, protect assets against unforeseen losses, continuous learning, stay informed on market trends and opportunities. 9. The reward of taking smart risks. When risk is managed intelligently, capital grows faster than inflation, income streams multiply, financial independence accelerates, opportunities expand beyond what a paycheck or a single business can provide. Smart risk-taking is the bridge between money and wealth. 10. Final thought. Investors succeed not by avoiding risk, but by understanding, managing, and leveraging it.
Mastering the balance between risk and reward is the key to moving confidently in the I quadrant, where money works for you, not the other way around.
Chapter 22. Building Wealth That Lasts. The ultimate goal of the investor I quadrant is not just to make money. It's to create lasting wealth that provides freedom, security, and opportunities for generations. Wealth is not measured only by the size of your bank account, but by your ability to generate income, preserve assets, and grow financial influence over time. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, lasting wealth is a combination of smart investing, financial intelligence, and a mindset focused on growth, leverage, and legacy. 1. Wealth versus income. Many people confuse wealth with income. Income, money earned from work, business, or investments. Wealth, assets that generate income consistently independent of your labor. True wealth is self-sustaining and growing, not dependent on a paycheck or active work. For example, an employee may earn $100,000 a year, but if all is spent, wealth is not built. An investor with $100,000 in diversified assets can generate ongoing income compounding over time. 2. Diversification of assets. A lasting wealth strategy spreads risk and maximizes returns. Stocks and bonds provide growth and stability. Real estate generates recurring cash flow and appreciates over time. Business equity earns passive income from scalable systems. Alternative investments, intellectual property, royalties, or digital assets. Diversification ensures that the loss of one asset doesn't threaten overall financial security. 3. The power of compounding. Compounding is one of the most powerful tools for lasting wealth. Earnings are reinvested to generate additional returns. Over time, wealth grows exponentially rather than linearly. Example: $10,000 invested at 10% annually becomes $25,937 in 10 years. Reinvested consistently, the growth accelerates beyond what effort alone could achieve. Time and patience are as important as money. 4. Protecting your wealth. Building wealth is only half the battle. Protecting it ensures longevity. Use legal structures like trusts and LLCs to safeguard assets. Obtain appropriate insurance, life, property, and liability. Plan for taxes and minimize unnecessary losses. Avoid over-leveraging or reckless speculation. Preserving wealth requires discipline, foresight, and planning. 5. Financial education as a foundation. Education is the most critical asset in lasting wealth. Understanding financial statements, markets, and investment strategies. Learning about risk management and leverage. Staying updated on economic trends and opportunities. Knowledge compounds like money. It ensures smarter decisions and fewer costly mistakes. 6. Mindset for lasting wealth. Wealth that lasts is built by those who think beyond the short term. Focus on long-term growth over instant gratification. Prioritize value creation over immediate profit. Maintain discipline and patience in investing and business operations. Continually seek opportunities for scaling and leverage. Mindset differentiates those who accumulate wealth temporarily from those who create intergenerational wealth. 7. Generational wealth. Lasting wealth extends beyond your lifetime. Teach financial literacy to family or heirs. Structure businesses and investments to operate sustainably. Leave a legacy that supports future generations. True freedom comes when wealth is self-sustaining and transferable. 8. Giving back as part of wealth. Many successful investors and business owners build wealth not just to live comfortably, but to make a meaningful impact. Philanthropy, funding education or opportunities for others. Investing in communities and causes. Giving back amplifies the value of wealth, creating purpose alongside financial security. 9. Steps to build wealth that lasts. Focus on cash-flowing assets. Diversify investments to reduce risk. Leverage systems, people, and capital to scale. Continuously educate yourself financially. Protect your assets through legal and financial planning. Invest with a long-term mindset, not short-term greed. Plan to transfer wealth responsibly to future generations. 10. Final thought. Wealth that lasts is not just about earning, it's about multiplying, protecting, and sustaining what you create. By combining financial intelligence, strategic investing, and a mindset of long-term growth, anyone can transition from the left side of the quadrant to the right and achieve true freedom, security, and legacy.
Part 6. Mindset Shift and Financial Intelligence. Chapter 23. Breaking Limiting Beliefs About Money. Money is more than numbers. It's a reflection of your beliefs, habits, and mindset. Many people struggle financially not because of opportunity or intelligence, but because of limiting beliefs that hold them back from wealth creation. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, breaking these mental barriers is often more important than learning accounting or investing. Your financial mindset determines how you earn, manage, and grow money. 1. Common limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs about money often start early, shaped by family, culture, and society. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy or dishonest. I'll never be able to make enough money. I have to work hard for every penny. I'm not smart enough to invest or start a business. These beliefs unconsciously influence decisions, keeping many people in the E or S quadrants. 2. The impact of limiting beliefs. When you hold limiting beliefs, you avoid opportunities to earn or invest. Fear prevents you from taking calculated risks. You prioritize security over growth. You settle for income rather than building assets. Your mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. 3. Identify your money story. The first step in breaking limiting beliefs is understanding your money story. Reflect on your early experiences with money. Identify recurring patterns and fears. Recognize inherited attitudes about wealth from family or society. Awareness allows you to choose which beliefs to keep and which to replace. 4. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Transform negative beliefs into growth-oriented, empowering thoughts. Limiting belief: I can't afford it. Empowering belief: I can find ways to create the money I need. Limiting belief: money is evil. Empowering belief: money is a tool to create freedom and impact. Limiting belief: I'll never be wealthy. Empowering belief: I can learn, grow, and build lasting wealth. Limiting belief: I have to work hard for every dollar. Empowering belief: I can build systems and assets that work for me. 5. Understand money as a tool. The mindset of financial intelligence sees money as energy, something to be put to work; leverage, a way to multiply effort and impact; opportunity, capital to invest in growth. Money itself is neutral. It's your beliefs and actions that determine its power. 6. Challenge social conditioning. Society often encourages job security over entrepreneurship, saving alone instead of investing, fear of failure instead of calculated risk. Break free by questioning norms. Do I really need to follow this path? What risks am I avoiding due to fear? How can I use my money to build freedom? 7. Embrace an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset replaces scarcity thinking. Scarcity: there's never enough. Abundance: opportunities exist and I can create value. With abundance thinking, you spot opportunities, you are willing to take calculated risks, you focus on wealth creation rather than fear of loss. 8. Take action to reinforce new beliefs.
Beliefs are reinforced through action. Start small with investments or side income. Learn new financial skills. Surround yourself with mentors and financially intelligent peers. Celebrate small wins and progress. Action transforms belief into habit, and habit transforms habit into wealth. 9. Financial intelligence is a mindset. Breaking limiting beliefs is the foundation of financial intelligence. With the right mindset, you can move from the left side of the cash flow quadrant to the right. Recognize opportunities others miss. Make money work for you instead of working for money. 10. Final thought. The richest people are not those with the highest income. They are those with the strongest mindset and financial intelligence. By breaking limiting beliefs, you too can take control.
Chapter 24. Risk-taking and opportunity recognition. A critical aspect of financial intelligence and success in the right side of the cash flow quadrant is the ability to take calculated risks and recognize opportunities that others overlook. Without these skills, even the most capable business owner or investor may remain stagnant. As Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes, opportunity often disguises itself as risk, and the key to wealth is learning which risks are worth taking and how to act decisively. 1. Understanding risk in opportunity. Every opportunity carries risk. The question is not whether risk exists, but how much risk you are willing and able to manage. Calculated risk, decisions based on knowledge, research, and strategy. Speculative risk, decisions based on guesswork or emotion. True wealth comes from calculated risk, not blind luck or avoidance. 2. The mindset of a risk taker. Right-side quadrant individuals embrace risk with confidence. They see challenges as potential rewards. They understand failure is a learning opportunity, not a permanent setback. They act decisively, balancing caution with opportunity. This mindset is rare on the left side, where fear of loss keeps people in jobs or small businesses that never scale. 3. Recognizing opportunities others miss. Opportunity recognition requires awareness of trends, markets, technology, and consumer needs constantly evolve. Financial education, understanding how capital, leverage, and cash flow work. Observation, noticing inefficiencies or unmet needs in a market. Vision, seeing the long-term potential beyond the immediate risk. Opportunity often looks risky or unconventional, but the financially intelligent see potential where others see danger. 4. Balancing risk and reward. Every investment or business decision involves balancing potential gain, the reward if the opportunity succeeds, and potential loss, the downside if it fails. Strategies include diversification to reduce exposure, phased or incremental investment, contingency planning, and exit strategies. Calculated risk ensures that even if some ventures fail, overall wealth continues to grow. 5. The fear factor. Fear is the #1 reason people miss opportunities. Fear of failure, fear of losing money, fear of stepping outside comfort zones. Financially intelligent individuals act despite fear, using knowledge and preparation to mitigate it. 6. Leveraging leverage. Taking opportunities often requires leveraging resources. Money, capital investment multiplies potential returns. People, hiring, partnering, or outsourcing expertise. Time, using systems and delegation to scale impact. Leverage amplifies the reward while reducing personal effort, but it must be used wisely to manage risk. 7. Developing opportunity recognition skills. To recognize opportunities consistently, study markets and industries, network with financially intelligent people, analyze trends and anticipate change, maintain a growth-oriented mindset, learn from past successes and failures. Opportunity recognition is a skill, not a talent. It can be cultivated over time. 8. Taking action. Opportunities without action are worthless. Financially successful individuals evaluate the risk and reward quickly, take decisive, informed action, and adjust strategy based on outcomes, not fear. The wealthiest people act where others hesitate. 9. The reward of calculated risk-taking. When done correctly, risk-taking leads to accelerated wealth creation, expanded business and investment opportunities, freedom from dependency on a paycheck or single business, and growth of financial confidence and intelligence. 10. Final thought. Risk is the price of opportunity, and opportunity is the gateway to financial freedom. Mastering risk-taking and opportunity recognition separates the financially intelligent from the majority. It allows you to move confidently in the B and I quadrants, leveraging money, systems, and people to create lasting wealth.
Part 7. Moving through the quadrants. Chapter 25. Why transition matters. The ultimate goal of understanding the cash flow quadrant is not just knowledge, it's movement. Moving from the left side of the quadrant, E and S, to the right side, B and I, is what creates true financial freedom, wealth, and independence. As Robert Kiyosaki explains, staying in the quadrant you were born into or conditioned for keeps most people trapped, earning income that depends entirely on their time, effort, or limited systems. Understanding why transition matters is the first step toward freedom. 1. The problem with staying in one quadrant. Many people remain in the E or S quadrants their entire lives because they value job security over freedom. They fear risk and failure. They lack financial education and confidence. They are comfortable with familiar routines. Consequences are income is limited by personal effort. Time freedom is constrained. Wealth accumulation is slow or stagnant. Opportunities for growth and legacy are missed. Staying comfortable often leads to financial stagnation, even if you earn a decent income. 2. The benefits of transition. Transitioning to the B and I quadrants offers profound advantages. Leverage. Systems, people, and money work for you. Time freedom. Income no longer depends solely on your effort. Scalability. Wealth and impact can grow exponentially. Financial security. Assets generate income, reducing dependence on employment. Legacy potential. Opportunities to build intergenerational wealth. Transition is the bridge from earning a living to creating lasting wealth. 3. Understanding your starting point. Before making a transition, assess where you currently are. E quadrant, you rely on a paycheck for survival. S quadrant, you rely on your skills, labor, or small business for income. B quadrant, you have systems and teams generating income. I quadrant, your money works for you, independent of effort. Knowing your starting point clarifies what skills, mindset, and strategies are required to move forward. 4. The quadrant shift mindset. Transitioning requires a shift in mindset, from security to opportunity, from control to leverage, from short-term survival to long-term growth, from fear of failure to calculated risk-taking. Without a mindset shift, moving quadrants is difficult. Knowledge alone is not enough. 5. Why many fail to transition. Common reasons people fail to move quadrants include fear of leaving the comfort zone of employment, lack of financial education, inability to delegate or trust systems, overemphasis on earning income rather than building assets, waiting for the perfect time, which never comes. The cost of inaction is lost time, lost opportunities, and lost potential wealth. 6. Transition is a journey, not an event. Moving through quadrants is step by step, not instant. E to S, start developing skills, self-employment, or side business. S to B, build systems, hire people, and scale operations. B to I, invest surplus income into assets that generate passive income. Each stage builds the foundation for the next, requiring patience, learning, and action. 7. The role of financial education. Knowledge is critical for a successful transition. Understand how money works in each quadrant. Learn investment, business, and financial strategies. Develop risk management and opportunity recognition skills. Financial education is the accelerator of quadrant transition. 8. Taking action. Transition requires deliberate steps. Identify which quadrant you want to move toward. Develop the mindset and skills for that quadrant. Take calculated actions, even if small. Build systems, networks, and leverage gradually. Learn from failures and iterate. Action is the bridge between knowing and achieving. 9. Measuring success. Your progress is measured by freedom of time, independence from paycheck dependence, growth in income that isn't tied to personal effort, ability to take risks and pursue opportunities. Success is not defined by how much you earn today, but how your financial freedom and wealth grow over time. 10. Final thought. Transition matters because it determines whether you remain a worker for money or become a creator of wealth and freedom. Understanding the cash flow quadrant is just the beginning. The real power comes from moving through the quadrants, leveraging knowledge, systems, people, and money to build lasting wealth.
Chapter 29. Common mistakes during transition. Transitioning through the cash flow quadrant from employee, E, or self-employed, S, to business owner, B, and eventually investor, I, is one of the most powerful moves you can make. But it is also one of the most challenging. Many people start the journey but fail to complete it, not because they lack potential, but because they make avoidable mistakes along the way. As emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki, success is not just about what you do right, it's also about what you avoid doing wrong. Number 1. Trying to move too fast. One of the biggest mistakes is rushing the process. Quitting a job without a plan, investing large amounts without knowledge, scaling a business before building systems. Transition is a process, not an event. Solution: move step by step. Build a strong foundation before taking bigger risks. Number 2. Lack of financial education. Many people jump into business or investing without understanding cash flow, risk management, market behavior. This often leads to poor decisions, loss of money, and discouragement. Solution: invest in learning before investing money. Number 3. Holding on to the employee mindset. Even after starting a business, many people still think like employees, seeking security instead of opportunity, avoiding risk completely, waiting for instructions instead of taking initiative. Your income won't change until your mindset changes. Solution: adopt a growth mindset focused on opportunity, leverage, and long-term thinking. Number 4. Refusing to let go of control. Self-employed individuals often struggle to transition because they try to do everything themselves. Don't trust others. Avoid delegation. This keeps them stuck in the S quadrant. Solution: learn to build systems and trust a team. Delegation is essential for growth. Number 5. Focusing only on income and not assets. Many people try to earn more money instead of building assets. More clients, more hours, more hustle. But income alone does not create wealth. Assets, not effort, create financial freedom. Solution: start building income-generating assets early, even if small. Number 6. Fear of failure. Fear stops many people from taking action. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, fear of judgment from others. This leads to hesitation and missed opportunities. Solution: accept failure as part of the process. Learn, adjust, and keep moving. Number 7. Patience lacks.
People expect quick results, instant business success, fast investment returns, immediate financial freedom. When results take time, they give up. Wealth is built over time, not overnight. Solution: stay consistent. Focus on long-term growth, not short-term gains. Number 8. Poor money management. Earning more money without managing money leads to overspending, debt accumulation, and missed investment opportunities. Solution: track your finances, control expenses, and reinvest profits into assets and growth. Number 9. Not taking action. Some people learn, plan, and prepare, but never act. Waiting for the perfect time, overthinking every decision, consuming information without execution. Knowledge without action creates no results. Solution: take small, consistent steps. Action builds momentum. Number 10. Ignoring the power of environment. Your environment influences your decisions. Negative or risk-averse people can hold you back. Lack of mentorship slows progress. Solution: surround yourself with entrepreneurs, investors, and growth-minded individuals. The truth about transition. Most mistakes come down to 3 things: mindset, lack of knowledge, inaction, or impatience. Avoiding these mistakes increases your chances of successfully moving to the right side of the quadrant. Final thought. Transition is not about being perfect. It's about being aware, learning from mistakes, and continuing forward. Every successful business owner and investor has made mistakes. The difference is, they didn't stop.
Part 8. Building Your Wealth Blueprint. Chapter 30. Setting Clear Financial Goals. Every successful financial journey begins with one thing: clarity. Without clear goals, money is easily spent, time is easily wasted, and opportunities are often missed. But with clear financial goals, every action you take becomes intentional and aligned with your future. As taught by Robert Kiyosaki, wealth is not built by chance, it is built by design. And that design starts with clearly defined goals. 1. Why financial goals matter. Financial goals give direction to your life. They help you stay focused on what truly matters, make smarter financial decisions, measure your progress over time, stay motivated during challenges. Without goals, money flows without purpose. 2. Types of financial goals. To build a strong financial future, your goals should cover different time frames. Short-term goals, 0 to 1 year. Saving a specific amount, paying off small debts, starting a side hustle. Mid-term goals, 1 to 5 years, growing a business, building investment capital, acquiring income-generating assets. Long-term goals, 5+ years, achieving financial independence, owning multiple assets, real estate, businesses, and investments, creating generational wealth. Each level builds on the previous one, creating a clear path toward freedom. 3. From vague wishes to clear targets. Many people say, "I want to be rich, I want more money," but these are not goals, they are wishes. A real financial goal must be specific, clearly defined, measurable, trackable, time-bound. Example: weak goal, I want to save money. Strong goal, I will save 10,000 CDs in 12 months by setting aside 20% of my income. 4. Align goals with the quadrants. Your goals should reflect where you want to go in the cash flow quadrant. If you are an E, employee, goal, build additional income streams. If you are in S, self-employed, goal, create systems and delegate. If you are in B, business owner, goal, scale and automate. If you are in I, investor, goal, grow and diversify assets. Your goals should move you toward the right side of the quadrant. 5. The power of written goals. Writing your goals makes them real. It increases commitment. It improves focus. It helps track progress. A goal not written is a goal easily forgotten. Keep your goals visible. Review them regularly to stay aligned. 6. Breaking goals into action steps. Big goals can feel overwhelming. Break them down into smaller steps. Example.
Chapter 32. Budgeting, Saving, and Reinvesting. Building wealth is not just about how much you earn, it's about how you manage and grow what you earn. Many people make good money but never become wealthy because they lack a system for handling it. In the cash flow quadrant journey, mastering budgeting, saving, and reinvesting is what transforms income into assets and long-term wealth. As emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki, the key is simple. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and grow. 1. The role of budgeting. Budgeting is the foundation of financial control. It is not about restriction, it is about direction. Why budgeting matters. Helps you track where your money goes, prevents unnecessary spending, creates room for saving and investing, aligns your spending with your goals. A budget tells your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. 2. A simple wealth-building budget structure. You can divide your income into purposeful categories. Needs, 50 to 60%. Rent, food, transportation, bills. Savings and investments, 20 to 30%. Building capital and assets. Personal and lifestyle, 10 to 20%. Entertainment, leisure, personal spending. Giving, optional, 5 to 10%. Charity or support for others. This structure ensures that a portion of your income is always working toward your future. 3. The power of saving. Saving is the first step toward investing. It provides emergency protection, capital for opportunities, financial discipline. Key principles of saving. Pay yourself first. Save before spending. Be consistent, even with small amounts. Build an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Saving creates stability, but investing creates wealth. 4. The shift from saving to reinvesting. Saving alone is not enough. Money sitting idle loses value over time due to inflation. To grow wealth, you must reinvest your savings into assets. What is reinvesting? Reinvesting means taking profits or savings, putting them into income-generating assets. Examples: investing in stocks or funds, expanding a business, buying rental property, building digital income streams. Reinvesting turns money into a wealth-building machine. 5. The wealth formula. A simple formula for long-term wealth. Earn, save, invest, reinvest, grow. Each cycle increases your financial power. 6. Avoid lifestyle inflation. As income increases, many people increase their spending. Bigger house, better car, more expenses. This keeps them stuck in the same financial position. If your expenses grow with your income, wealth never grows. Solution: increase investments as income grows. Keep lifestyle upgrades controlled. Focus on asset growth first. 7. Make your money work. Every CD should have a purpose.
Ask yourself, is this money being spent or invested? Will this purchase generate future value? Is this helping me move to the right side of the quadrant? Money that is not working is slowly losing value. 9. Reinvesting for growth. Reinvesting creates compounding growth. Profits generate more profits, investments grow over time, income streams multiply. Examples: invest profits from a business, expand operations, earn dividends, reinvest into more shares, rental income, acquire more properties. This cycle builds exponential wealth. 10. Discipline over income. You don't need a high income to start. You need discipline. Small, consistent savings grow over time. Regular investing builds momentum. Good habits create long-term results. Wealth is built through habits, not luck. Final thought. Budgeting controls your money, saving protects it, and reinvesting multiplies it. Mastering these 3 principles is what separates those who only earn money from those who build lasting wealth.
Part 9. Real-life strategies and case studies. Chapter 34. Success stories across the quadrants. Understanding the cash flow quadrant is powerful, but seeing how it works in real life makes it transformational. Across the world, individuals have moved from employees to business owners and investors by applying the same principles you've learned. These success stories show one important truth: where you start does not determine where you can end. As highlighted by Robert Kiyosaki, financial freedom is not reserved for a select few. It is available to those who learn, adapt, and take action. Number 1. From employee to investor. Story: the disciplined climber. An employee working a 9-to-5 job decides to change their financial future. What they did? Lived below their means, saved consistently every month, invested in stocks and mutual funds, reinvested profits over time. Result? Built a portfolio that generates passive income, eventually reduced dependence on salary. Lesson: consistency and discipline can move you from earning income to building wealth, even without starting a business. Number 2. From self-employed to business owner. Story: the overworked expert. A skilled professional, example designer, consultant, or technician, starts their own business. Initial challenge: doing everything alone. Long hours with limited growth. What changed? Started delegating tasks, built systems and processes, hired a small team. Result? Business runs without constant involvement. Income grows beyond personal effort. Lesson: you don't own a business until it can operate without you. Number 3. From business owner to investor. Story: the system builder. A business owner builds a successful company with systems and a team. What they did next? Used profits to invest in real estate, diversified into stocks and other assets, focused on building multiple income streams. Result? Wealth grows independently of the business. Financial security and freedom achieved. Lesson: business income is a powerful tool, but investing multiplies wealth. Number 4. Starting small, thinking big. Story: the side hustler. An employee begins with a small side hustle, selling products online, offering freelance services, creating digital content. Growth path? Side hustle becomes a steady income stream. Systems are introduced. Business expands and scales. Result? Transition from E to S to B. Eventually invests profits to reach I. Lesson: big success often starts with small, consistent steps. Number 5. The power of financial education. Story: the late starter. Someone with little financial knowledge begins learning. Reads books, attends seminars, studies investing in business. Actions taken: starts saving and investing,
builds small income streams, gradually increases financial intelligence. Result: avoids common mistakes, builds steady and sustainable wealth. Lesson: it's never too late to start. The right knowledge changes everything. Number 6. Lessons across the quadrants. These stories reveal common patterns. A. Everyone starts somewhere. Most people begin in the E or S quadrants. Progress comes from growth, not starting position. B. Mindset is the turning point. The shift from security to opportunity, effort to leverage, income to assets, is what drives transformation. C. Systems and investments create freedom. Systems create scalable income in the B quadrant. Investments create passive income in the I quadrant. D. Consistency beats speed. Small actions repeated over time lead to massive results. Wealth is built gradually, not instantly. Number 7. Applying these stories to your life. Ask yourself, where am I in the quadrant right now? Which transition is my next step? What small action can I take today? Your story is being written right now by your daily decisions. Number 8. The reality behind success. Success stories often look simple, but behind them are failures and setbacks, learning curves, risks and uncertainty, persistence and discipline. Success is not about avoiding failure, it's about continuing despite it. Number 9. Your turn. You don't need perfect conditions to start. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn what you need. Take consistent action. Every successful person in the right side of the quadrant once stood exactly where you are. Final thought. Success leaves clues, and the cash flow quadrant provides the map. By learning from others and applying these principles, you can create your own journey from earning income to building wealth, freedom, and lasting impact.
Chapter 35. Lessons from Failures. Success teaches you what works, but failure teaches you why it works. In the journey through the cash flow quadrant, failure is not just common, it is necessary. Most successful business owners and investors have failed multiple times before achieving financial freedom. What separates them from others is simple. They learned, adapted, and kept moving. As emphasized by Robert Kiyosaki, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process of becoming financially intelligent. 1. Why failure is inevitable. When you step into the B and I quadrants, you enter a world of uncertainty, risk, continuous learning. Mistakes are unavoidable because you are trying new strategies, markets are unpredictable, experience takes time to build. If you are not failing, you are not growing. 2. Common types of financial failures. Understanding common failures helps you avoid repeating them. A. Poor investment decisions. Investing without research, following hype or trends blindly, ignoring risk management. B. Business mismanagement. Lack of systems, poor leadership or hiring, weak financial control. C. Emotional decision-making. Panic selling investments, overspending during success, fear-driven inaction. D. Over-leverage. Taking on too much debt, expanding too quickly, underestimating risks. Failure often comes from lack of preparation, not lack of potential. 3. The difference between failure and defeat. Failure is an event, defeat is a decision. Failure, a business loss, bad investment, or mistake. Defeat, giving up completely. Successful people experience failure, but they refuse to be defeated. 4. Extracting lessons from failure. Every failure contains valuable lessons if you choose to learn. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? What will I do better next time? Failure only becomes valuable when it is analyzed and understood.
5. The emotional side of failure. Failure can bring frustration, fear, self-doubt. These emotions can either push you forward or hold you back. Key skill: emotional control. Stay objective, avoid impulsive reactions, focus on long-term goals. 6. Failure builds financial intelligence. Each failure strengthens your ability to assess risk more accurately, make better decisions, recognize opportunities faster, manage money more effectively. Experience is the most expensive but most valuable teacher. 7. Real-world insight. Many successful investors and entrepreneurs lost money before making profits, failed businesses before building successful ones, made poor decisions before mastering strategy. Their advantage? They learned faster than they quit. 8. Turning failure into growth. To grow from failure, accept it without denial, analyze it without emotion, learn from it intentionally, apply the lessons immediately, move forward with confidence. Growth begins where comfort ends. 9. Avoiding repeated mistakes. While failure is necessary, repeating the same mistakes is not. Learn from your own failures, learn from others' experiences, continuously improve your knowledge and strategy. Smart people learn from their mistakes, wise people learn from others. Final thought. Failure is not a dead end. It is a detour that leads to greater understanding and success. Every setback carries a lesson. Every mistake builds strength. Every failure moves you closer to mastery, if you choose to learn from it.
Part 10. Your Action Plan. Chapter 36. 30-Day Cash Flow Transformation Plan. Knowledge without action changes nothing. The purpose of everything you've learned about the cash flow quadrant is to apply it in real life. This 30-day plan is designed to help you shift your mindset, take control of your finances, start moving toward the right side of the quadrant, B and I. As taught by Robert Kiyosaki, small, consistent actions create massive financial change. Week 1. Awareness and financial clarity, days 1 through 7. Goal: understand where you are financially. Day 1 to 2. Know your numbers. Calculate your total income. List all expenses. Identify debts and obligations. Day 3 to 4. Track your spending. Record every expense. Identify unnecessary spending. Highlight areas to cut costs. Day 5. Define your quadrant. Are you an E, S, B, or I? Be honest about your current position. Day 6 to 7. Set financial goals. Create short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. Write them down clearly. Clarity is the foundation of transformation. Week 2. Control and foundation building, days 8 to 14. Goal: take control of your money. Days 8 to 9, create a budget. Allocate income into needs, savings, and investments. Start managing your money intentionally. Day 10, start saving. Open or designate a savings account. Begin with any amount. Consistency matters more than size. Day 11 to 12, reduce expenses. Cut unnecessary subscriptions or spending. Focus on essentials and value. Day 13 to 14, build an emergency fund plan. Set a goal for 3 to 6 months of expenses. Start contributing regularly. Control creates stability. Stability creates confidence. Week 3, income growth and opportunity, days 15 to 21. Goal: increase earning potential. Days 15 to 16, identify skills. List your skills and talents. Identify how they can generate income. Days 17 to 18, start a side hustle. Freelancing, online business, or small service. Focus on starting, not perfection. Day 19, learn about investing. Study basic investment options. Understand risk versus reward. Days 20 to 21, network and learn. Connect with entrepreneurs or investors. Learn from others' experiences. Income growth accelerates your transition. Week 4, investment and transition. Days 22 to 30. Goal: start moving toward B and I quadrants. Days 22 to 23, make your first investment. Start small: stocks, business, or savings-based investments. Focus on learning, not perfection. Days 24 to 25, reinvest income. Take profits or savings and reinvest. Build the habit of growing money. Days 26 to 27, build systems. Automate savings and investments. Streamline your side hustle or business. Days 28 to 29, evaluate progress. Review what you've achieved. Identify strengths and weaknesses. Days 29 to 30, adjust your strategy. Improve your plan based on results. Set clearer next steps. Day 30, commit to the next level. Decide your long-term path. Commit to continuous growth. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates transformation. Key principles to remember. Start small, but start now. Consistency beats intensity. Learn while doing. Focus on assets, not just income. Move step by step toward the right side. What happens after 30 days? This is just the beginning. After 30 days, you should have financial clarity, better money habits, a savings system, a growing income source, and your first steps into investing. From here, your goal is to scale your income, build systems, invest consistently, transition fully into B and I quadrants. Final thought: your financial future is not determined by your past, it is created by your daily actions. The cash flow quadrant is not just a concept, it's a roadmap, and this 30-day plan is your first real step toward financial freedom, independence, and lasting wealth.